Buru, Iboya, Ibucheche, Cyberland. As always, it's your favorite Bawala. And at least I hope so. Omotu, Dileke. Coming at you with something that I was thinking. Alright, so I'm sitting here, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go grab something from the store. But then I started to reflect on a couple of things. Reflect on the importance of what is a godparent. I did a video before about how to select a godparent, right? And we talked about some of the fundamentals, right? And I just highlight a couple of things from that video, right? One, they should have their stuff in order, because how they're gonna help you get your stuff in order? They can't get themselves stuff, in order. Two, personality conflicts, okay? You got to be able to be comfortable with that godparent, right? Your godfather and your godmother. You got to be able to have that relationship no matter what, because that's the person that's going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So are you going to be able to take it? How is that relationship going? Right? Three, do they really know what they're doing? Do their bulls walk? When they give you obras, does it work? When they do consultations and they talking to you, are things clicking? Are you feeling good? When that consultation ends and they give you that prescription, what we call an embo, does it truly work? Are you paying attention to the signs? Are they money hungry? Are they just, what do they want out of this? Are they doing things from the heart? That is very, very important. Those are some of the things that we went over on the one video that I did on godparents. But now, I want to do a video on what godchildren should also look at, because the strength of an ile, a spiritual house, is only as good as the godparents and the godchildren. So now that you've selected your godparents, and now your godparents have an obligation. The godparents' obligation, again, is one thing: your spiritual journey. What is your spiritual journey? That's what you're asking. Well, your spiritual journey consists of ensuring that you walk in it. Okay, that's one. Two, that you maintain the four principal items, the four things that you should always ask your Orisha, your Osha. You ask your head always. Okay? Love, prosperity, tranquility, and health. Right? Those things are what's going to open up the doors and make you a better person. But it's also going to reinforce that spiritual journey, because that's necessary, right? That's what the godparent is there for, your spiritual journey. What is your godparent not there for? Is a better understanding. Your godparents are not there to gossip. Your parents are not your godparents are not there to gossip at all. And the things that happen in your spiritual journey are confidential. No different than a lawyer to a client. That confidentiality is important, right? Because when we all get together, it's not about, oh, this person's this person's that. We're going to do that regardless. You know why? Because everybody's going to start to judge based on your guardians and those things. And those are normal group dynamics that are just going to happen. But it's nobody's business what your ita is. If you want to make it public and you want to tell people, you tell people. You do your thing. Right? My suggestion is you keep your ita private. That's your ita. Okay? So no gossip. No he say, no she say, none of that. Okay? At the end of the day, I'm a human being. I'm a mouthpiece of Olodumare, Olofi, Orula. And I speak through the Orishas, I speak through the Ochas. When I'm throwing down my Ikoles, what I'm doing with the Ingines, and I'm doing Itas, whatever it may be. I'm doing it out of love as a human being, but I'm a middleman. I'm a middleman. Okay? I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of knowledge. I can talk to you about some things. But I'm not here for the gossip. I'm not here for the he say, she say. I'm not here to be your financial manager. Right? I'm not here to be a fashion expert. I might tell you, hey, you may need to put a long skirt on. You might need to cover your shoulders. You might need to wear white when we're doing ceremonies. I might tell you to put a headpiece on, whether it's a scarf or whether it's a hat. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll give you that because of the requirements. Those are out of respect for the Osha, the Orishas, and for the house. But I'm not a fashion expert. My concern, and all godparents' concerns, are the spiritual journey. So godchildren need to understand that we're not here for the gossips and everything. But I do believe in having fun. I do believe that we work hard, we have fun. I do believe that we're having ceremonies, and now all the ceremonies are done, and we're all going to sit down around the table because this is very important to me. We need to eat together. We need to understand how lives are going for each other. And we all need to build those relationships with each other, because those relationships it's gonna be value added. Why? Because everyone has a perspective. Every santero, every babalao, everybody thinks of things differently, right? Maybe they're thinking about it in the same aspect of things, but they're thinking about it just different, where they're twisted around. Where my head is not thinking about it this way, maybe thinking about it this way. But hearing that clicks, and it merges energies together. It does something beautiful, because knowledge is power. Just because I'm a godparent, I'm a babalao, and I'm a godfather, okay, doesn't mean that I'm always right. Doesn't mean that I know everything. I rely heavy on a network of babalaos and santeros that know some things, because there might be a time where I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta go ask this question, and that's the right way to do it, because I'm always gonna ask Orula for everything. If I don't have a fundamental answer about something, I'm gonna call a friend, call a brother, call a sister. Hey, walk through this with me, okay? So, brings me to the next few things that godchildren should not do, because what happens is an ile becomes to deteriorate, okay? It's like little cancer cells. You got to be careful, right? We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about race. We don't talk about, things that are going to make people feel uncomfortable. We don't discriminate. No. We're all spiritual people. We're all religious, spiritual people doing God's will and trying to fulfill our journey so that we could be better and stronger in the future. So no politics, no discrimination. Everybody is equal. The only thing is, we have some people who are in different positions. You might be a priest or a priestess, right? You do have a godfather of that house, so there's respect to the elders too. So it's very important. And I think the last piece is truly understanding, godchildren, that you're walking into a spiritual house, and I think outlining some of these kind of understandings is important. It's very important. I don't know, to you, I don't know, maybe you're not thinking through these things because you're very important on there's a lot of things going on, right? Like, oh my God, I gotta get my words, I gotta get my itar, I gotta do a rogación in day 2, and I gotta wear this, I gotta wear that, and your mind is going to so many different places, but you're not thinking about the far aspect of things. And there's a lot of those relationship buildings. All right, so that's just as important as you was receiving your words and receiving your mano arula. And I think, to me, that's important. I just want to make sure that all godchildren out there knew that about their houses and how they need to respect their houses. The other thing is, godparents should be encouraging, to a certain extent, all right, that you look at other houses. Pay attention to what they're doing. Ask questions, okay? Because, like, for me, I don't mind if my godchildren go out and maybe they want to go to somebody else's tambol, somebody else's misa espiritual. Maybe they're going to help out with a santo or whatever. It doesn't matter. That doesn't necessarily concern me. What does concern me is, do not try to incorporate or learn something and bring it back to our ile, okay, unless we have that conversation. You see something different, and throw the card up. Padrino, I got a question. I saw this over here, fulano, whatever. And we talk about it. Because fundamentally, a lot of us are all doing the same thing. Based on lineage, we may just have just a little bit of a different flavor on some things of how we do things. which brings me in a great segue, is traditional Ifa and the Afro-Cubano, okay? Easy to tell, right? We got Orula, green, yellow, all right? You see the green and the red. That's traditional, all right? We're not mixing. You cannot mix different perspectives, different philosophy on some things. Still works, still important. But when you start with something, you got to finish through something. You went this way, you got to finish through that. You can't be mixing them up. I've seen traditional practitioners come in, they get the mano de orula, and unfortunately things didn't work out, and then they're looking at me and they're saying, hey, how can you help me? And I respect Ifa too much. It's hard, okay? Because at that point, I'm going to give you my perspective. I'm going to say, listen, you need a traditional Babalao. I can refer you to somebody because you started there. You need to continue there, and you need to find somebody who's going to help you because it works. Traditional Ifa works. I'm not dogging nobody. It works, but you got to find some people. No different than an Afro-Cubano faith. We got people who got kids, and they give them the words, they give them the equal fire, and guess what? And they leave them, they abandon. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. And I sympathize for that. But that's going to be something that has to happen. We can't mix. So in your Iles, I would tell you this, and I will close with this. Group dynamics is just not for business, okay? Group dynamics is just not for the private sector where we're trying to train CEOs and COOs. No, group dynamics is everything, and especially in your Ile. Understanding personalities and being able to communicate respectfully, positively, goes far. So I wanted to share this because it's not just the Godfathers, but it's the Godchildren that need to have a firm understanding about these things too. So with that said, just wanted to give you something I was thinking about. Boom. Godchildren. This is important. We want to make sure that our Iles, all Iles, are successful. And just like anything else, your Ile is just as strong as your weakest link. And the weakest link are only those who are incorporating some of those Ileninis, those negativities into it, that interfere with the spiritual growth and journey of others. So with that said, Iburu, Iboya, Bucheche, Cyberland. Give me a like, give me a share. All right. Shoot me an email. La Regla de Ifa at Gmail. There's dots in between. la.regla.de.ifa@gmail.com. All right. Cyberland. Iburu, Iboya, Bucheche.